Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the Trail of Cthulhu First Edition tabletop role-playing game rules by Pelgrane Press. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Listeners should know that this show may include mature themes and scenes. All content, including names, places, events, and so forth, which may bear resemblance to entities living, dead, or eldritch, is strictly coincidental. My name is Rena Henze, and for tonight's game, I will be your keeper. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Old Ways Podcast. I am your keeper, Keeper Rena. My pronouns are they, them, and I am excited to welcome you back to our Trail of Cthulhu campaign, Silver Screams. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what our characters get up to tonight, as things escalated perhaps a little bit last time. But before we get to character introductions, I'd like to say thank you, as always, to all of you, our listeners, and especially to our Patreon supporters. You make what we do possible. If you'd like to see what we have to offer on Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/theoldwayspodcast. And now let's get to some introductions. To my right.
Hi, I'm Bunny, and I play Yvonne, Alethea, Joy, or St. Cyr. Our pronouns are she, her. I'm your friendly neighborhood makeup artist and increasingly concerned friend.
The concerns, they are increasing. And next to Bunny.
Hello, I am Nichelle Schneider. I go by she, her pronouns, and I am playing Lilith St. Cyr, who also goes by she, her pronouns, and we are an actress.
Indeed. Coming back to some interesting developments, we'll say. And next to Lilith.
Hello, I'm Perry Clark. I'm playing Kingston Biko Garvey. I'm your stagehand and set designer, and may the 91st Psalm be with you.
We'll see about that, won't we? And next to Perry?
Hi, my name is Courtney, and I am playing Sophia Reed. We both use she, her pronouns. Sophia is a seamstress, and, she's had better projects in her hands. This piece of lace is driving her a little mad.
Just a little bit. It's fine, though. Lace will do that to you, all that intricate detail work and everything. It'll mess with your eyes a little bit. It's fine. Okay, and next to Sophia, we have...
Hey there, I'm Emily Cummings. I use she, her pronouns, and I play Kitston or Kit Dubois, a stressed out PA.
Very stressed out PA. I'm sure everything will be fine for him, though. Don't worry. And last, but by no means least, we have...
Hi, my name is Mike, and I'll be playing Archie Brewer. We both use the he, him pronouns. Nice to be with you.
Looking forward to seeing what brings Mr. Brewer into our production this evening. All right. So we open this evening with a little bit of a time jump. All of you, with the exception of Lilith, have been working very hard over the weekend getting ready for the first day of filming. All hands on deck or on set, shall we say, getting things prepared for first day of filming and the visit of the executive producer, which has everyone in a little bit of a tizzy. And so you've been running around doing things, getting ready. It is now Monday morning, first day of filming. Lilith, you woke up in the hospital a couple days ago. You have no memory of how you got there. You don't know why you were there. You were unconscious for about 24 hours, according to the doctors. You don't remember dreaming or anything of that sort. You were in some sort of coma, and you were taken home as soon on Sunday morning, as soon as the doctors would allow it, by your parents. Your mother, Phyllis, has been by your bedside the entire time. You have been under strict orders to rest for the rest of the day as much as possible, to not have anything too shocking or stressful happen to you, since they still don't know why you collapsed at work. And your mother has taken that very seriously. Yvonne has been in to see you, but you have not had time to really talk to each other or discuss anything that might have happened, because Phyllis has been very insistent on, I'm going to look after my daughter. Something is going on, and I don't like it. And you are going to rest, young lady, essentially. But it is now Monday morning, and Jimmy the courier brought by your call sheet, indicating that you were going to be in the first set of scenes that would be filmed on Monday. And you have gotten up, Lilith, and have started preparing yourself for the day. Yvonne has already left. She's had to be at the studio much earlier than you for getting people into makeup and working on all of that sort of thing. So it is you and your mother. And Phyllis is buzzing around you kind of a little anxiously. Says, are you sure you should be doing this? You only collapsed a few days ago. We still don't know what happened, Lilith. I'm very concerned.
Yes, Mom, I appreciate it, but Dad can only handle so much with my siblings, and I'm fairly certain that they need you.
I know, but not knowing what happened and your cousin has been so concerned about you, and Kit seemed worried as well, and just you passed out at work with no reason, and they still don't know what happened to you, and I don't know what happened to you, and I'm worried that the pressure might be a bit much, darling.
And if it is, whose decision is that?
She looks unhappy. I know, you're an adult, you make your own decisions, but she puts a hand on your shoulder. Do be careful. Your health is more important than anything else.
I think something along the lines of my sanity is a little bit more important, but I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure. All right, just take it easy. Don't let them make you do anything too strenuous. It's the first day. They don't want to overwork you, I hope.
I doubt. Has any mail or anything come in for me the last few days?
No, nothing that I'm aware of. And she grips your shoulder and kisses you gently on the forehead and says, I know you can't wear your necklace when you're acting. It's not part of your costume, but do try to keep it on you at least. If at all possible.
I will.
Good.
I always do.
Grandmother Mary would be proud. I worry. You know I worry about you.
Well, can you stop worrying about me and worry about Dad?
Oh, I've been worrying about him for the last 30 years. I can spare a little worry for other people.
True, but you're usually alongside him with that. This time he's on his own with the twins, and I'm not exactly sure.
All right. Point taken, dear, point taken. She straightens up, and you see her kind of mask that worry that she's definitely still got, but back into the I'm talking to an adult now and I need to treat my daughter like an adult sort of face she puts on when you remind her of this.
Remember last time they talked him into going to that aviation show?
Oh yes, we don't want a repeat of that incident. Very well. Off you go, dear. Do get home at a decent hour, and tell Yvonne and Kit when you see them I'm cooking dinner.
I will do that.
And she bustles out of the room.
I think there's a little bit of a sigh of relief from Lilith as my mother leaves.
It has been a very intense kind of 24 hours with your mother being there at all times. She's a very caring woman. She's very involved in her family's lives, but it can be a little bit mother hen. So you get ready for work and you head off to the studios. Back at the studios, it's the first day of filming, Kit, and you've had to come in super early, earlier than you do on most of the other days, because you need to get everything set up. You need to make sure the actors' rooms are ready before they come in. You have to do whatever errands Mr. Moore needs you to do. You're in super early. And you are making your way towards the office of Director Moore. You're heading through the parking lot, and you see a vehicle pulling into the parking lot. So, Mike, why don't you describe your car? What do we see as you're pulling into the parking lot?
Yeah, there's a very elegant 1936, so brand new 1936 Buick Model 41. It is probably one of the nicer vehicles around the set. And there's no driver like in a traditional sort of sense, right? No one's being driven. It's being driven by a man in a dark suit who parks nearby and gets out.
So, Kit, you immediately recognize Mr. Brewer. You've seen him a couple of times now when he's come down to look at other movies that you've been PAing on. You haven't done more than a basic interaction with him because he's been busy with other things, but you recognize our executive producer for Avalon Studios, Mr. Archie Brewer.
Yeah, he gets out. It looks like he fuddles with a briefcase and then snaps it closed and then steps back and shuts the car door. And he turns and scans the lot just for a minute and then notices you and begins walking over.
I walk towards him as well.
He's early. He's early, Kit. He's not usually this early, early to a film set, at least not that you're aware of. So it might be a little bit surprising to see him here, but it's your job to go and greet him, so off you go.
Good to see you again, Mr. Brewer. I didn't expect anyone else to be here so early.
Oh, it's good to see. It's Kit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wonderful to have you on set. At some point, I'm certain I'll be blessed with the presence of Daphne shortly. Someone I've had a chance to work with on a few occasions. I need to talk to her about her coffee intake. I'm slightly concerned she might be overdoing it a little.
I think we've all had that conversation with her, sir. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Oh, I don't leave much to luck anymore. Avalon Studios doesn't really have the time for it. I wonder, how are you feeling about getting the production underway today?
Fine, sir. Things have been slightly chaotic, but no more than usual.
Oh. Really? Slightly chaotic. Perhaps you could expound on that. I wasn't aware there was chaos on the set.
Oh, I mean, no more than any typical film studio. It's just busy and a million things to do all the time.
Well, that's good. Busy is how I like you. I wonder if you might be willing to run some errands for me a little later. I have a list of things that I'd like you to gather.
Of course, sir. That's my job. Anything.
Wonderful. Where are you from again, Kit?
Sir?
Before you came here, where did you work? Where did you live?
This is my first job, sir. I was at home with my family before this. Yes.
Your first job. That's fantastic. And Director Moore hired you just right off the street?
Well, no, sir. I know two other people in the studio as well. We grew up together, and they recommended me.
Whom was that?
Lilith St. Cyr, sir.
Ah, yes.
And Yvonne Joy, sir.
Makeup. Yes, and the aforementioned actress, Miss St. Cyr. I see big things for her. I really do. I look forward to speaking to both of them today on a few matters.
Yes, sir. Lilith has been... I've seen her since we were very young, sir. She's always been talented.
Oh, she's a marvel. She's a marvel. I have something in my briefcase I'm hoping to talk to her about. I wonder, though, this list of things, there's some old film on one of the sets. And I've got one of the reels, but I'm missing the other one. And I'm kind of hoping that you might be able to track it down. Come over to the car for me with me for just a moment. I'll show you.
Yes, sir.
I sort of do an about face while you're responding, and I head to the car.
I follow.
When I get to the car, I put the suitcase sort of on the back space, and I open it up. There's papers and folders and whatnot, all seemingly normal objects within. You notice there's a pocket watch. It gleams in the morning sun, and it's radiant, really. There's something on the face of the pocket watch, which is open. The regular clamshell isn't closed, but it's open. There's time. And you realize that the time that exists on the pocket watch, for whatever reason, there's the hour hand, the minute hand, but they don't completely line up correctly. And also, there's no numbers, but letters. There's a weird array of letters where there should be numbers. And dead in the center, on the face of that watch, there is a symbol I don't know if you're familiar with. But there's something about that symbol that is captivating. It draws you in. It makes you want to look at it. And just as soon as your eye and brain capture that symbol and it begins to sort of harness your attention, the case shuts. And it sort of snaps you back into this space. Now, this roll of film, I could produce a very small roll of film. There's a sort of dangling bit of it on the end in the wind. Could you take a look at that for me and tell me what you see?
Of course, sir. What, are you looking for anything in specific or just another set of eyes?
I'm missing the other half of this reel. And so when I send you to the lot that I'm going to send you, Lot E, I need you to look for the other roll of the film. The only way you'll know what you're looking for is if you see what's on the film.
Yes, sir. I understand. Of course.
Wonderful.
That's a lovely watch, sir.
Oh, yes. A gift from an old friend. I worked in architecture with him for a while. Wonderful gentleman, Asa Darabandi. He was, we were good friends. He's unfortunately in New York now and seems to have his hands full. But I'm certain that his watch is still well loved. Would you like to see it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I open the briefcase back up and I pluck the watch. It's just a deft grasp and hold it out towards you.
I'm going to reach out and not take it from his hand, but just touch it very gently on the surface where that symbol was.
So when you touch the watch, you get a sense that there's something otherworldly about it, truly. Perhaps it's a masterpiece. Perhaps it's some sort of long lost gem within the mechanical spaces, as if perhaps the spots behind the watch, the images that there is in, which is so captivating, it continues to draw your attention. You feel your face press down against the watch. You didn't know you'd even moved. And this symbol, this image that you see on the face of the watch, it completely encompasses all of your vision. It is elegant, curved, and is a simple glyph. It's not even a word. But you know now, if someone were to ask you if you've seen it, you can answer yes. This will likely cause a stability roll from your keeper.
Yes, that sounds like a stability roll. Kit.
I got a 5.
Okay. So you hold on to yourself here.
It captivates you for a little while until the watch clamshell clasp closes in front of you. And it feels like someone's robbed you of something precious. It feels like you've been left empty.
Kit is going to shake himself off a little bit and look up at Mr. Brewer. He's never had a bad interaction with Mr. Brewer in the past, at least nothing out of the ordinary, maybe a terse moment when everyone was stressed out on set, but nothing at all supernatural in any sense. And it's terrifying. But there's been enough terrifying things going on recently. Kit is just going to smile at Mr. Brewer. Thank you, sir. I'll get to looking for that film right away.
Make sure that you're familiar with the film before you go to Lot E. It'll be important, like I said.
Yes, sir.
Don't come back until you have the rest of it.
Of course. And I will take the film inside.
You feel compelled, Kit, to look at this film. All thoughts of going to Director Moore's office, of running call sheets, everything else, that sign in your mind still twists and turns, and all you can think is the task you were set.
I am going to run into the building. I don't expect to run into anybody else other than potentially Daphne, and if she sees me running, she won't assume anything's out of the ordinary. We both see each other running all the time. And I'm going to put this film in as soon as I possibly can. I probably lock the door behind me if I can.
You absolutely can.
You put the film in. It ticks up. You feel the whirring of the machine again. And the film projects something that doesn't strike you as possible. But it is so enthralling that you can't help but stare at this film as it winds along. You see a piece of film where Sterling walks through a landscape of spiraling towers and twin suns. And in this 8, maybe 12-second clip, at one point he turns to the camera and says, "I remember you." And the film cuts short, as if there's more somewhere. But all you're greeted by is the flapping of the film tape as the projector winds around.
I rewind immediately.
You watch this segment several times, Kit. You don't even realize that you're watching it over and over, and something in your brain is saying, how can I be hearing this right now? How can I be seeing this? And where's the voice coming from? And where did this come from? And how is this even possible? Sterling's not... He can't... And I think I'm going to call for another stability roll here.
That seems fair. I'm getting lucky today. I rolled a 6.
All right. You're holding on to it. Barely. But you keep playing this clip over and over and over and over. You don't know how much time has passed. What is Kit thinking?
How old does Sterling look in the reel?
He looks exactly the same age he was the last day you saw him.
Kit cannot process anything that is happening. He doesn't really remember where he is. He barely remembers coming into the studio, and he's not really even wondering why Mr. Brewer had this tape. The only thing that he is thinking about is that he needs to know what happened next. And he is going to dash out of the room immediately. He does not take anything with him. He does not take his keys, his pen, his notebook, anything at all, and going to run as quickly as he can to where the rest of the film is.
And you run for Lot E. Kingston, you've been setting up for the first day of filming. They're not going to be using the graveyard today. That'll be a bit later, so you've been able to kind of put that aside, focus. There's going to be a lab scene today. The scene where Lilith meets her husband, returned from the dead, is one of the scenes being set for filming. And so you've been focusing more on that. Sophia, you've been working on costumes. You've had to get back to that piece of lace that you had to put aside a couple nights before and haven't been able to look at. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot. What is your going about your day knowing that Mr. Brewer, the executive producer, is coming by the set today, and also it's the first day of filming? What does all of your preparations look like? Let's start with Kingston.
Well, the first things is getting this lab set as up together as possible. All the glassware is in the right places as possible for the camera angles that are going to be coming up, trying to minimize any glare or lens flare that will be coming off of that. Not to mention any of the metals equally, because I've also repurposed a lot of kitchen and implements and so forth, added to the scrap that I also found from the scrapyard as well, to build kind of a faux Klystron array. We just not going to have the arcing electricity like they do over in the other studios. And all the texturing, and I'm trying to put the shadows so they work with the lighting people, so we got the good fit for the camera.
Yeah, Andy is doing his best to help you out. He's a little bit more excitable than normal. He's very carefully moving things that aren't glass.
That was instructed to him.
He was not allowed to go anywhere near the glass, but he's talking very animatedly as he's setting things up. And do you want me to put this over here, Kingston? Oh, that's a great idea, Kingston. I love what you're doing with that. And I've never seen anything like this, Kingston. And I think Mr. Brewer's gonna love this. Like Mr. Brewer's really gonna see what good work you've done. It's gonna be amazing.
Just remember to breathe and thank you. But stay by my side.
Right, Kingston. Sorry, right, Kingston.
Don't apologize. Just remember, breathe.
He takes a big, deep breath in and slows down. He's just got this big, happy smile on his face. He's more animated than you've seen him. Like he was a little, he's always been klutzy, and he's always had a bit of issues with how people talk to him or the way they treat him on set. But he seems very happy today.
That's why we want you to breathe. You're focused. We're going to do a good job, and we'll get through this.
Yes, sir, Kingston.
The show must go on. So let's just get out of the way. I think Alan's coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Over there. I will be over there, and I'll be setting up that backdrop for you, Kingston.
Perfect. And it'll be one of the backdrops I had prepared earlier.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So Kingston and Andy are setting up set pieces. What about Sophia? What does Sophia's morning look like as she's getting ready for filming?
I think the costume department has never been so clean. Everything is put away in its place, dusted. She spent an inordinate amount of time, if she didn't have her hands with a needle and thread, she was cleaning everything, making sure everything looks prim and proper. Every last hair that was collected on a costume that isn't being used in this production, everything is pristine. She's made sure that she's as presentable as she can be as well, and she's kind of worrying back and forth, wearing a hole in the floor, probably to the annoyance of Lynn.
Lynn has gotten up and left the room a few times, just you suspect to just get away for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. And you're aware of how irritating what you're doing must be, but you can't find yourself unable to stop it because it's just you've got anxiety, and this is a big day, and it's your first day of filming as the head designer for a film, and the door opens and an imposing looking white woman comes sweeping in. This is Marjorie Herman, your boss, essentially, the lead costume designer. And she comes sweeping in with some bolts of fabric and some lace and some thread, and sets them down and says, "Well, Sophia, this is going to be a big day for you, my dear. I'm glad to see you're hard at work. I brought you some extras that I had in my studio that I thought might be useful for you, considering the project you're working on." And she looks around with a critical eye.
Thank you so much, Miss Herman. I really appreciate it. I will make sure to put it to good use. How are you doing today?
Yes, well, work on the long trail home is never the most interesting thing in the world, but so many bandanas.
Yes, Sophia's grabbing the things that she had put down, Miss Herman had put down on the table, and she's quickly ushering them into their proper spot as if they were never placed on the table at all.
But I had to come and see how you were feeling and get an idea of what you're feeling as you're getting into things. This is a big moment, and I know it must be a bit overwhelming for someone as young as yourself.
I would be lying if I didn't feel the pressure of it all, but I hope to make everybody very proud. I think we're doing good here.
Yes, from what I've seen, you're doing excellent work with Lynn and everyone else. So I've only heard good things. Do keep it up.
Good.
I'm sure Director Moore and Mr. Brewer will be very pleased when the costumes come out onto the set today.
I hope so. We've worked very hard on them.
And just don't be too anxious around them when they're working today. Anxiety can infuse a set. She laughs a little.
Right. Thank you. I'll make sure to get a glass of water.
Yes. Definitely. And she smiles at you, pats you on the shoulder, kind of maternally, and she sweeps back out of the room, literally sweeps. She's a very majestic woman. And she's a little bit intimidating, but never in a super negative way. It's just how she carries herself. But you still breathe a sigh of relief when the door closes behind her.
Absolutely.
And Yvonne, in the makeup studio, what has your morning been like?
Oh, Yvonne's very excited. She has all of her color translations set up for the makeup for undead, her greens for anywhere that needs to look sickly or pale, her blues for any like gray tones, her reds for anywhere that needs to look dark and sunken. She has everything mapped up. She has everything sketched out. She is so excited to both get to work on all the extras that morning, but then also like show her plans to the executive if there's any questions of why they look so silly, and like the comparison of the colors to like what grays and blacks they translate to once they're on our film. And she just has it all, like so many drawings laid out on her table next to the makeup palettes so that everything can be explained away without, having to rewatch the film back later. Also, like so many little prosthetic materials of like little bits of cotton that she's torn apart and paper she's shredded to put under people's makeup. And no, she's kind of in her zone right now. So after the weekend spent with the others for safety and for camaraderie, as to finally have my cousin back out of the hospital and not have to freak out about that, then like she's sort of, her mind's back in the game,
Yeah, you're really focused now. You've had so much to do, especially you've been getting Mr. Hudson into makeup because he's going to be making his first appearance today when his character comes to see his wife, Lilith, on set. So you've been able to do a lot of work on his face and getting him ready for the shadowy scenes. So the shading that you've had to do, because he'll be partially in shadow for it, has been really interesting work. You spent a lot of time on Saturday working on him, just getting the shades just right, and now you're able to really put everything into it. And you're working on Mr. Hudson, he's very pleasant. He's a very charming man. He asks you questions about your day and how things have been going, what your favorite thing about working in the studio is, and he's just got all of this charm that he turns on. And someone pokes their head into the studio, the makeup studio door, and this is Mr. DuPont, who is the assistant director. And he leans in and says, Are we getting close to being ready? I think Mr. Brewer will be here very, very soon, and we want to have the first scene ready to go when he gets here. Oh, wow. That is some amazing work, Miss Joy.
Thank you so much. I have spent, since I was given this chance to do the makeup on this movie, designing every asset and little aspect of what I was going to do to all these wonderful faces to make them less wonderful. And I'm just so excited. Thank you.
And Mr. DuPont is looking up and down, and he's got this look of wonder on his face. It says, I've never seen that quite exact shading on someone's face before. It's very interesting.
The greens will show up more like pale, sickly whites, and the reds will show up more like deep, dark, rich black tones. And so I think it's going to be a really nice contrast as I'm like showing how I've sort of tried to change Mr. Hudson's cheekbone structure by shading it and like make him look more gaunt with like blue striping here and there. And she's going to be almost insufferably in her element, unless he stops her.
No, he listens very intently. You've worked with him before on a previous film. He was working on one of the westerns during the Devil's Locket, so he wasn't there. But he's paying very careful attention. Says, "Yes, I think you're right about how the shadows are going to hit his cheekbones right there." And you can tell he's looking at it from camera angles. Yeah, I can see how that would work. Wonderful work. I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of them, who are going to be even more horrific. Oh, I dropped by to tell you, Miss Brian, one of the lead extras, has dropped out. He had a family emergency of some kind, so I know you've already done work for prepping his shades for his skin tone. We'll be getting someone else in to take that background role. But he's not in one of the scenes today, so you shouldn't have to worry too much. But I'll get you that other extra over to you as soon as we get the chance.
All right. Well, thank you for letting me know. I hope he and his family are okay.
I don't know what was going on. Mr. Moore just told me that we had a few cast changes, so I'm going around making sure people are aware. We're grabbing someone to take that spot. Only had 1 or 2 lines, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. But I know you tailor everything to each individual person, which is why Mr. Moore chose you for this project. So you're going to have to do a little bit of extra work. Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Happy to do the work.
Excellent. Well, looking good there, Mr. Hudson, and does a little salute. And Blake cannot move his face because 1, there's so much makeup on it, and 2, because you've told him not to, because you're still working on his cheekbones. So he just sort of nods very, very carefully, and Mr. DuPont slides back out of the room and leaves you to get about your work. So everything is in a tizzy, Lilith, when you arrive. There's set pieces that have gone up that weren't there when you were at the script reading on Friday. The script reading you still can't remember. There are people running about. You see Daphne running past at all haste multiple times in different directions. You see craft services going around with plenty of water for everybody. It's another scorching day. And everyone is very intent and very focused. It is the first day of filming. And you also have the visit today. So you have arrived on set, and you are going to be in one of the first scenes that is filmed. So it is time for you to get ready.
Okay. I head over to makeup and costuming.
When Kingston sees Lilith on the set area as she's heading towards the makeup area, he will stop her for a moment. Miss St. Cyr, it's good to see you're back with us.
Kingston?
And they'll take out of his pocket a small red and copper satchel. Please keep this with you in some form while you're on the set and going forward.
She just kind of looks at it. Seems a little late.
Extra protection. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it before your accident on Friday.
Mm-hmm. See, nobody has been able to tell me exactly what happened on Friday.
Unfortunately, that's something we're going to have to talk about when we can be more private.
I see. I'm guessing that everyone else has one of these?
They do.
Okay. Good. Do you have spare materials?
Oh, but most of these came from Sophia but I can make extras.
Would you mind making a few extras? That would be great.
Gladly.
Thank you. I better go before Sophia and Yvonne yell at me.
Believe me, I already had a weekend with them, so I understand.
And there's a bit of a crashing sound from behind you, Kingston. And you hear an oops.
Lisa, stop glass. Excuse me. And I will rush off.
Yes, Kingston rushes off. So Lilith, you go to costuming first because you need to get in your costume before you get your makeup applied. Otherwise, putting on your costume could mess up your makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get your hair done while you're getting your costume fitted at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk into costuming, your dress is already hanging from a rack and everything is laid out just so. And Sophia is still pacing back and forth into the room and startles when she finally sees you. Oh, Miss St. Cyr, I'm so glad to see you today. I'm really glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. I had a very insistent carekeeper.
Yes, your mother is quite a force.
Indeed she is. Are you doing okay?
Oh, yes, I'm fine. It's it feels a little bit like I'm being graded on things with the visiting Mr. Brewer. Everything's quite all right. Thank you for asking.
If you need to take a break, take a break.
Yes, Lynn has told me as much multiple times, but I think for her own sanity.
And have you taken one this morning?
I have been busy as of yet. I will make sure to take one shortly. I promise.
Okay.
Do you need any help getting into the undercoats or anything like that? I'm happy to help you.
I don't think I do.
Okay. I'll be right here.
Thank you. Question on the costume. I'm guessing, is it high collar or?
Yeah, it's a high collar.
Okay. I will make sure that my necklace is on underneath of it, just like I have been doing, because I don't want it to be in a pocket or something and accidentally fall out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you make sure your necklace is on as you change. The dress is really a step above what you wore for the Devil's Locket. It has been very well detailed. It's more comfortable than the last dress that you wore, and also it won't be weighed down with mud, so there's also that. And so you get ready, and one of the hairdressers comes in and starts doing your hair, and says that she already finished with Miss Elliot. So once you're done, we'll be mostly ready to go. Just one moment, dear. Sticks a pin into the bun that she's making at the back of your hair, and almost like pokes you by accident. Sorry, a little nervous. There, hold your head still, Miss St. Cyr. There we go. All right. Marvelous.
Thank you, as always.
And Sophia, you can see the completed work for the first time. No makeup yet, but you can see the full costume that you finally finished sewing with some of that lace sewn into the bottom of the skirt. And it's beautiful. You have truly outdone yourself.
You look wonderful, Miss St. Cyr.
All thanks to you.
I think it is us working together. I can only make something that suits someone who is willing to wear it, and you wear it well, with confidence.
And now you're just trying to butter me up before I head off to see Yvonne.
I have heard that she is very excited, and it can be a bit of a experience sitting in her makeup chair. Sophie will hand you just like a white cloth just to tuck into and over the front of your ears, just to keep things tidy.
She always gets like this at the beginning of a new film.
She's very passionate. It's nice to see.
And I think that they are starting to see that as well. Hopefully she'll move up into a higher position.
That would be lovely.
And the hairdresser finishes primping you and says, all right, I think you're ready to go off to makeup. Very well done, Miss Reed.
Thank you.
I'll head off to see Yvonne.
All right. So, Yvonne, you finish with Mr. Hudson, he's a seasoned horror actor. So he is not bemused, befuddled, or bewildered by any of the makeup you've put on his face or any of the things he's being required to do. So he just compliments you on your color work and says that he looks forward to seeing how it looks on film and tells you you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you very much, sir. I can't wait to see how your role turns out. This is a very exciting project. I'm sure you'll be great.
Thank you, Miss Joy. I appreciate your hard work, and I'll be back in a few hours for you to take it all off. And he laughs.
Break a leg in the meantime.
Oh, I intend to. And he leaves the room just as Lilith is coming in. So Lilith, you almost bump into Blake in his full makeup, which is a little bit of an interesting look for you for him. You've never seen him in the makeup with all the different colors and things on his face. It's going to be interesting acting alongside him. Miss St. Cyr, I hope you're feeling better.
I am, thank you.
Very glad to hear it. We were all concerned about you.
I'm sorry, Blake, but I believe Yvonne is waiting for me.
Oh, yes. Sorry, of course.
My mother has not allowed her in the room, so I'm fairly certain that I'm probably going to be in here a little while.
Yes. Got to get you all ready for your first scene. He steps aside courteously and gestures for you, and he closes the door behind you as you enter. So, Yvonne, you and Lilith are together alone for the first time since she woke up. You were able to go in to see her and sit with her for a little bit when she came home, but Phyllis was always present, looming, so you were unable to speak.
Miss St. Cyr, it's so nice to have you here. As I peek out the door and then shut the door and lock it. Lilith, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy. And just the biggest bear hug. I mean, enveloped in your cousin's arms. Lilith, you have no idea how scared I was on Friday.
I'm sorry for causing you concern.
I mean, you didn't cause it.
No. But I don't know that.
I think that we should talk, but I'm going to look at her mercifully high-collared dress. She'll unbutton her blouse far enough to get to the fingerprints, but she's not going to open her blouse yet. Do you remember anything about Friday?
No. I don't even remember doing my reading with Clarissa. I don't remember getting up for breakfast or anything.
Okay.
I simply remember waking up in a hospital room with my mother.
So, Kit left on an errand that day to take care of something at the bank for the studio. And on his way back, he encountered the tall blonde man and physically encountered him. And at the same time that this happened, which I'll detail for you as you wish, then you and I also felt it. It was like a horrible ice grabbed my heart. It hurt so bad. But for Kit experienced what he very shakily, vaguely recalled as thinking that this man reached into his chest and grabbed his heart. And then he passed out on the street on the way home from the bank. He came back to the studio a bit later, but by then you'd already been rushed to the hospital because you had also fainted when that happened. Kit is left with marks on his chest about the size of somebody's wrists, maybe. But I have these, and I'll pull my shirt open enough to show the fingerprints left above my heart on my chest. And I checked you when you were in the hospital that first day, because I waited with you until visiting hours were over that day. Mr. Moore let me go to the hospital with you. He and Kingston know we're related now, even though nobody else here does still. And they both promised to keep that to themselves. But, you have marks like this also. And at least you did. Rena, they're all still there, right? The marks.
They're fading when you look. Like, you can barely see them now, but because you knew they were there, you can still see them.
I don't know if yours are still there. Mine are much lighter than they were 3 days ago.
I'm going to suspect that I was not alarmed to any of this beforehand, that they are not visible anymore.
Not without knowing they were there. Maybe if you looked again, but it's a bit hard to do in your full high neck dress, but you didn't see anything when you were glancing at yourself in the mirror as you got dressed this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, this all must be not what you were hoping to hear right before we start filming.
Several questions.
Okay.
Why was I the only one taken to the hospital?
Because I braced myself through the pain and then managed to get to you to do first aid. But I didn't volunteer what happened to me because I didn't know how to explain it. And when Kit got back, he insisted that he was fine but just shaken and that he was only passed out on the street for hopefully minutes from what it sounded like. So, but he also didn't know how to, I think it just turned into neither of us knew how to talk about it with medical professionals, but you were unconscious and weren't waking up. And your pulse was there, but weaker than it should have been. And it was very scary. And you not waking up for a day shows that you took it differently than we did. Kingston and his aunt had some theories about that. But I think that that's something for us to all talk about, which brings me to the other thing. Your mom's been keeping you in your room this whole time, but Kingston and his aunt have been coming and going, and Sophia's been having somewhat of a slumber party with Kit and I at your family's house, so that we're not all alone all the time. Kingston also, made these for all of us, and I'll hold up my bag, which is orange with a gold cording. So if you haven't gotten yours from him already.
I got mine.
Okay, good. But each of us has one now. He finished those over the weekend for us while spending time at the St. Cyr home.
That's very kind of him. I did immediately press him into making more.
And as that is spoken, the door opens and some of the extras start walking in because they've got some more makeup work to do. It is not just Lilith getting makeup done today.
Mm-hmm.
So people start piling into the room.
When not unbuttoning and buttoning my blouse to show fingerprints off, I will have largely been doing makeup work while talking, because as far as, correct me, Rena, Lilith is alive. I just need to make her look like a pretty woman on screen.
Yes.
So
yes, you're not doing her dead scene until later in filming.
yeah, so this is a much lighter makeup load than Mr. Hudson had.
It was called method acting on Friday, folks. Okay.
But so since her makeup is a much less intense fare, she doesn't have to stay quiet and still the whole time like Mr. Hudson did.
All right. So you get into makeup, Miss St. Cyr, and some of the other makeup artists under your direction, Miss Joy, start working on the younger and more dead extras who will be in the scene. Some of the policemen extras come in as well, start getting made up, and things devolve into busyness. So our camera changes from the makeup studio, zooms down the hallway towards a door marked director. And we enter this door into Director Moore's office, which, as usual, is somewhat smoky. There are multiple cigarettes half smoked on Director Moore's desk. There is a bottle of what is probably bourbon set out with 2 glasses. Director Moore is sitting behind his desk with papers spread everywhere. And seated in a chair across from the desk is one Mr. Archie Brewer. So, Mike, why don't you describe Archie for us? Who do we see as the camera enters the director's office?
Yeah, I think Archie's well-dressed, even in the heat. He's a man who's well-manicured. He's probably roughly 6 feet or so tall, 180, 190 pounds. He keeps a fairly well-maintained hairline, probably has dark brown hair, and he's seemingly very happy. Obviously, the relationship he has with Director Moore, who he calls Evan, of course, because they're certainly have been in business long enough together to know each other personally. He's happy to be here on the set for the first day. He's very excited to see what the cast can do.
And Evan pours you some bourbon, Archie, and slides it across the desk to you and says, Archie, really glad you could be here for the first day of filming. I think we've got some really fun things planned. And he passes you the call sheet. These are the actors we've got on set. These are the scenes we're planning to film based on makeup direction and so on. And I think you're going to be really pleased with the work that we're doing here.
I'm sure. Just I flip through the pages and just take a look at the sheets themselves. It is going to be a hit.
I'm certain it will be with the makeup and the effects we've got going. Kingston, our set designer, Kingston Garvey, has made some really incredible work on some of the setting, and we've got Henry Dawlish again, and Miss Clarissa Elliott, and Miss St. Cyr is a really talented up and coming actress. I'm very excited for what she's going to bring to this film, and even Universal hasn't done something quite like this, the way we're staging it. So I think we've got a really good shot, Archie. I really do.
Good. Being ahead of Universal is certainly something that's important.
Yes, well, they think they have the monopoly on it, but they don't. And he chuckles.
I have another project coming. Edgar and I, of course, were discussing it recently, and we're looking for specific talent to potentially head it up. And so I'm hoping that some of the cast and staff here will shine brightly.
Well, I handpicked every single person that's working on this film, other than, the janitors and craft services and so on, who are always here, and he chuckles again. But all of the set design, the costumers, makeup, actors and actresses, even the extras. I picked the extras myself. So I'm sure you're going to see a wide array of talent here.
I've no doubt. I take the bourbon in hand and sort of smell it first. To see how much gasoline Evan is drinking in this early in the morning.
It's pretty strong.
The wonderful part about picking all of your own cast members are, if you're a smash hit, then you look like a genius, right? And if there's a failure, it's all on you. I'm kidding, of course, Evan. Calm down. It's the first day of filming.
He had this kind of blank expression on his face for a moment, and he relaxes. Says, Archie, you've got to stop doing that to me.
We're just having fun, right? It's the pictures. We're supposed to be having fun.
It's fun. Thank you for letting me get away from Westerns for a while. I know we have to do them because they're popular and they help fund the studio and everything, but one does get very tired.
I like to think of Westerns as a meat and potatoes sort of film. Those pictures are important because everyone likes to eat meat and potatoes, and what you're creating here needs to be something different. It needs to be perhaps a beef Wellington, something different, something that isn't simply your average film. And what we have planned in the future is something that is perhaps a little French-inspired.
Avant-garde. Never moved in that direction.
It's an art film, but it's a powerful one. The script is coming along nicely.
Well, once we're done with Dr. Gravedust, I'll be happy to have a look at it if you're happy for me to direct. I've never tried my hand in that direction, but I'm sure I could do you proud.
Oh, of course. Of course, we'll give you a take. We'll take a look at it, Evan. We obviously will give you any possible opportunity to land it, but Avalon has some very specific things it must do to get to that point.
Well, I'm sure Dr. Gravedust will help you get there. And we haven't done anything that would make the sensors get a little up in our faces yet. And he winces a little bit.
I should hope not. But at some point, I think the sensors will have to relax. Art is the truest expression of the human condition. And so they're going to have to let people be people.
Couldn't agree with you more, Archie. And he gets a broad smile on his face. Really couldn't agree with you more. Knew there was a reason we worked so well together.
I pay you well.
There's also that. That helps. He rolls up another cigarette.
I should meet some of the people you have here. I don't know if I know them all yet.
No, we've got some newer faces, and we've also got some folks who are working on other films when you last came by to have a look. And he looks around. Says, I haven't seen Kit this morning. I know you've briefly met Kit, one of my PAs. I haven't seen him this morning.
Yes, a fine young man. I'm certain that he'll do perfectly well.
I was going to have him show you around the set, but I'm sure you know Daphne. You know Daphne, yes?
Certainly. Miss Queens and I are absolutely acquainted.
Wonderful. So I will have Daphne take you around wherever you need to go. And we'll be starting filming in, he pulls out a pocket watch, in about an hour. Everyone's still getting into makeup and everything. I need to go make sure the cameras are set properly for the first scene. But of course, I don't need to tell you wherever you want to go, wherever you need to go, whoever you need to talk to, it's all yours, since you and Mr. Radigan are bankrolling the whole thing.
Yes, while I'm no means want to get in your way, Evan, I take a sip of the bourbon and do my best to not react to its intensity. I set it back on his desk and say, Avalon Studios' future is resting on part of this film. And I'm certain that I'll take a look and get to know every part of it very soon.
Oh, I'm going to be very hands-on this film. All right. He stands up and holds out his hand.
I shake it.
See you on set, Archie. And I'm very excited to show you just what we can do here.
Certainly. I shake it again, sort of firmly, sort of intensify the grip for a second, and then walk out.
And you walk out, and standing outside the office, bouncing on the balls of her feet, is a young woman with a blonde sort of bob and green eyes. You know this to be Daphne Queens, the other PA. Very full of energy and adrenaline, and talks about 1,000,000 miles an hour. She's standing there holding a sheaf of papers, and she's looks up at you wide-eyed. Mr. Brewer, you're here. You're here, Mr. Brewer. Yes, Mr. Moore said I'm supposed to take you wherever you need to go. Like usual, you know where most things are, but I can show you anything where you don't know where it is. And anybody you need to talk to who you don't know, I can take you to where they are. And she just chatters on with nervous energy for about a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I let her get it all out, right? I let her get it all out. And then I will just sort of raise just a very slight calming hand to her and say, Miss Queens, less caffeine in the morning, please.
They keep telling me that. I just find myself with a cup of coffee without knowing where I got it. Just all of a sudden, there's a cup of coffee there, and I drink it, and then the next thing I know, I have another cup of coffee, and I don't know how it happens. Sorry, Mr. Brewer.
No, don't apologize. Don't apologize. I'm certain your joyous energy is it's a match to the bonfire that's here.
She nods and makes as if to drink something, and then realizes she doesn't have a cup of anything in her hand. She's holding papers. Yeah. So where do you want to go, Mr. Brewer?
Let's go to the set. I'd like to take a look at it before the actors are on stage.
All right. Let's see. The set that we're using today?
No, the set to the western, 2 miles away, Miss Queens. Yes, of course, the set you're going to use today.
Sorry. There's just so many sets. Okay, so we're using the lab scene and we're using the interior of the house. So this way.
Fabulous.
And she bounces off. She slows herself down a bit, and then realizes that you have a massive stride anyway, so you can keep up with her.
Yeah. I do my best to keep up, but I'm certain I don't believe Archie would be the sort of person to hurry. This given his role and placement here, people will end up waiting for him. That's sort of natural. So if Daphne bounds ahead and bounces off a few walls on the way in, then simply that's just what will happen.
You follow after her. People who recognize you from the set nod to you, say Mr. Brewer. People who don't know you still go by your imposing presence and move out of your way, or smile, say hello. Everyone is moving very quickly, which you're used to on a set visit day. You're used to the frenetic energy and people running around trying to make sure everything is just perfect, and just that vibe on set really gives you a lot of energy. Just people so alive around here. But you are taken to the set, so you're taken out to stage 1, which is where the laboratory scene has been set up. And there's a good bit of work going on around here. There's young stagehands moving around, setting pieces up. The camera operators have already started setting up their cameras in various positions around the set. Another young PA is setting up a table with water and other things for the actors for when they come in, and it is busy.
Wonderful. Yeah, we'll take a look around. It's a lab, so given my film background and theater background, I just take a look at what they've done and see how the set has been created.
So there's tables that have been set up, like for putting things on. There are beakers and all sorts of scientific equipment. Some of them have been made more exaggerated to look more odd or out of place. And there's some bottles that have strange liquids in them that are interesting colors. Also, what looks like some kind of cage that's been set up off to the side that you're thinking, oh yeah, I know what that scene's for, or what scene that is for. And there's all sorts of just equipment and things set up everywhere. Stuff's been shaded in certain colors because this is being filmed in black and white to give it that classic kind of feel. And there's going to be no coloring to it, so it's going to be an interesting day of filming. But it's a very well designed set. Things are set up so that there's less likelihood of people bumping into things and knocking stuff over. There's interesting things to draw your eye in various places, but also you can tell where the actors are going to be standing when they start the scene, just based on the angles of the set and where various equipment is lined up. Someone designed this set very well.
Splendid. So are the set managers available? I assume I see Mr. Wainwright, cameraman here, preparing his pieces of equipment.
Yes. Alan Wainwright has set up his camera. He's making constant little improvements to it off to the side. He's very much focusing in on the right side of the set at the moment.
Okay, great. I mean, if the set seems to be in such a fantastic appearance, then certainly I'll do what all of Avalon Studios employees likely cringe in their heart. I'll wander.
Oh no. Archie begins to wander. You see Richard Brennan, the other camera operator, waves at you, just a sort of short, sharp wave. Doesn't bother to speak. He's really busy setting things up and communicating with Alan about where they're going to be angling their cameras. There's stagehands. You see some of them who you've seen working on previous sets, smile at you or wave. A lot of them are very busy, but where would you like to wander to?
Oh, I think that I think the next is probably going to be to track down the star of the show.
Mm-hmm. So you go wandering past the set, looking for the actors. You see Mr. Dawlish and Miss Elliot, who are in the leading roles, because they are the leading couple, they are engaged in reading through their lines, it looks like. And Henry Dawlish stops and looks at you and smiles. Archie, pleasure to see you.
I wave at him. Henry, continue. Don't let me bother you.
Yes, we have some work to do. He and Clarissa have this mild antagonism, but when they're off camera, when they're on camera, they're magic together. But when they're off camera, they don't like each other very much. So you see that playing out every time you've seen them together in a movie.
Well, situation normal then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other actors or actresses I can perhaps get a look at?
Mm-hmm. Well, what would Lilith be doing at this point? She's left hair and makeup. She's in her full costume. It is getting close to filming her first scene. You've come towards the set. What would you be doing at this moment? Reading lines, observing?
I think Lilith, and that is a question I do want to know. How is Lilith feeling since she woke up?
There's that hole in your memory of the day when you passed out that is uncomfortable and it's bothering you. Physically, you're feeling fine. You were just asleep for a couple of days and then you had to spend another day in bed. But physically, you feel fine. It's just that little hole is worrying at you a little bit in the back of your brain.
Okay. I think Lilith is not standing next to Clarissa and the rest of them exactly. She's in a similar proximity where she can just pay attention to which lines or what they are going over specifically, and then just kind of going over lines by herself, and then confirming possibly with Hudson.
Mm-hmm. So, Archie, you see someone you've seen before. You haven't interacted with her before, but you recognize Lilith St. Cyr from her previous film with the studio, standing off to the side of the set, working. Looks like she's going over lines. Occasionally, Blake Hudson, who is a replacement for one of the other actors on the set, comes up to ask a question, and then he goes back to sitting down in a seat with a page of lines that he appears to be going over. But she's standing watching the set.
Okay, so I would assume that Miss Queens is nearby, likely as my. So I'll look at Daphne and say, perhaps something to drink.
Oh, coffee, water, tea, something stronger? I can get you something stronger if you want, Mr. Brewer.
Coffee is perfectly fine.
And I won't have any. And she bolts off to craft services.
I'm going to step toward the right and approach Miss St. Cyr.
I have not met Mr. Brewer before, have I?
Nope. You know of him, but you have never met him.
I'll wait until she's through a line, or perhaps through a series of lines. When she takes that breath pause and goes back or flips a page, that's when I'll say, welcome to day one, Miss St. Cyr.
Thank you, Mr.
Brewer, Archie Brewer. I extend a hand.
Pleasure to meet you.
Of course. I turn to the aforementioned lead roles. You know what's wonderful? When people can come together, even if they perhaps aren't the favorite people when they're off screen. Have you seen them work before?
I have. Worked with them on The Devil's Locket before.
Oh, right. I think that's where I saw you first. Excellent. Looking forward to today?
Of course. Yourself?
Oh. Day one of any new project is always filled with excitement. That's what I'm here for.
Excitement?
Oh, yes. I mean, you're going to be creating something brand new. Something altogether fundamentally unique. There's an awful lot of energy in that.
There definitely is a lot of energy in that.
Well, I look forward to seeing how it goes for you today.
The same. And if you need anything, please do let me know. I understand that Daphne can be, well, sometimes she needs just a little extra space.
Yes, certainly a pleasure to have here on set as someone who can, well, get people excited. But I'll certainly reach out if I have any questions or if I need anything.
I'm guessing that you will be with Mr. Moore later on as we're shooting?
It's possible. I could be in an awful lot of places. Different sets, different pictures. I spoke with Evan this morning.
That's good. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but Kingston has done pretty well on one of the upcoming sets. You might enjoy a walk through that one.
I visited the lab scene this morning before I came here. It's exceptionally done.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else I should view, perhaps? Perhaps another scene that you've already had a look at?
Some of the mechanisms that they want to do with this one, I find quite interesting. You might ask for a personal demonstration from Kingston, especially the cage.
Interesting. I'll have to inquire. Well, thank you very much.
The pleasure is all mine, Mr. Brewer.
Happy day one.
You as well.
I turn around and look for Miss Queens.
Daphne comes bounding back up, somehow has not spilled a drop of your coffee, but she is moving at a rapid pace.
Wonderful.
All right, Mr. Brewer, there's your coffee. Where we're going to be filming soon. Where would you like to go? Have you met Miss St. Cyr? That's wonderful. Thank you, Miss St. Cyr. I hope you have a wonderful first day of filming.
Thank you so much, Daphne. Much appreciated.
Miss Queens, perhaps some of the other staff. Perhaps costume.
Costumes. Oh yes, we've got some wonderful costume design going on in this film. I mean, we had to reuse some things from previous sets, what they were telling me, but they also did some really new stuff. And she starts talking about the costumes as she's leading you around back towards the costume room.
Yeah, I let her go. People that like Miss Queens want to talk and they want to get that energy out. I let them get it out.
Mm. She's very knowledgeable. She knows a lot of things, and she's sharing what she knows with you. It's just she can't slow down the flow, so you're getting everything all at once. But she leads you down to the costumes room. Sophia, you're at work mending a bit of costume that got torn by one of the extras earlier, and you and Lynn are working together. Maybe you'll go have a look at the set when filming starts just to see your pieces in action, but you've got to finish this project first. And there's a very energetic rap on the door that you recognize immediately.
Come on in, Daphne.
And the door opens. Daphne bounces in with a man behind her who you have not met before. But Daphne immediately says, Mr. Brewer's here to see you, Miss Reed.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Sophia will stand up and brush her skirt down to make sure everything's prim and proper, and walks over to Mr. Brewer and holds out her hand. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Brewer.
Yeah, Archie reaches out and connects with you and shakes your hand very carefully. It's wonderful to meet you. Miss Reed, is it?
Yes. Sophia Reed.
Okay. I take a look around the room. It has been forever since I've been in a proper costuming room. I did theater as a young man, but after I got back to Chicago, I didn't do much after that. This is exceptionally clean.
I needed to make sure things were presentable today. You mentioned theater days. Were you on stage or behind it?
Both, actually. I had the opportunity to work on stage, and then after a while, worked my roles behind the lectern at some point.
That's a well-rounded education. That seems rather fitting for the film industry.
I understand you're taking the lead here on Dr. Gravedust.
I am, yes. It has been a wonderful opportunity. I've learned quite a bit. I've been able to work with what we had and make newer or older costumes look new again. It has been a very fulfilling work. Thank you.
Good. Do you feel like you have everything you need?
Oh, supplies-wise, of course. I've always been a bit of I make do with what I have, and I'm not lacking anything here. Just to be clear, but I'm very able.
No, I'm certain you are. I would in no way question your ability. You're given the lead on this project for a reason. But I want to make sure that you have everything that you need. And so if there is a specific, perhaps some costuming that you would need that you would not normally have, feel free to reach out to me and I'll make sure that it happens.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very kind.
Well, we are in the visual medium, and Avalon Studios has an important job here to do with what it's putting on film. And beyond what the actor or actresses say, and beyond the sounds they might hear, what they are going to feast on is what their eyes show them. And that very much is front and center of your skills. And by the look of it, I'm certain they will all look fantastic.
You are very kind. Thank you. I will take that into mind, and I will make sure to keep it forefront.
Good.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to continue my tour. I apologize for interrupting you.
Oh, no interruption at all. This is very much your studio as much as it is Mr. Moore's film. You are welcome to go where you please. If ever there's anything I can help you with, be it mending a pant leg if need be, I'm happy to help as well.
I should keep that in mind. There is perhaps something I'll have you take a look at. It's been in the supply closet for years, and it'd be good to have it mended.
Certainly. My pleasure.
Thank you. I sort of affect a very small nod and slight, it's not really a bow, it's more of a courtesy that I give you physically. And then I turn to Miss Queens, who I imagine is sort of pantomiming, rocking back and forth on her heels and whatnot, and extend a hand out towards the door. To makeup.
Makeup. Yes, makeup next. That's the logical place to go. All right, fine. Yes. And it's down the hallway this way. We try to keep makeup and costumes pretty close together because, they have to go back and forth so often when they're talking to each other about setting things up for makeup and costume design. And then when the actors have to go back and forth, it just saves time. And Mr. Moore says that time is money. So, and just off you go down to the makeup studio, which indeed is not very far away.
Fabulous.
So, Yvonne, you have finished with the last of the extras for the day. It's getting very close to filming time, so you're packing up your kit because you need to be on set so that you can do any touch-ups for people. If makeup gets messed up or smudged or whatever, you need to be there to touch them up real fast with some of your team. And as you are packing up, the door opens. And in comes Daphne. Miss Joy, guess who's here to see you? Mr. Brewer's here. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, that is wonderful. Excellent. Send him on in. Thank you, Daphne.
And Daphne looks back and says, Mr. Brewer, she's here.
I should hope so. There's an awful lot to do. I step in. Yeah, I take a look at who's here and pleasantly walk across the floor to greet you. It's wonderful to meet you. Archie Brewer.
Yvonne Joy. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Brewer. She'll shake his hand.
Yvonne, what a name. That is a rare name for my ears. Where's it come from?
Oh, that's so funny. It's a family name on my father's side. So it's interesting because I think it came from England with him. But nobody's ever asked me about it. That's so kind of you. I've always been such a big fan. It was his favorite aunt's name.
Interesting. Yes, I did a little trip in my youth to England and then to France. And so it's probably been since I've been to Paris since I've heard the name Yvonne.
Yes, father's side of the family definitely traveled as well. I wonder... I love that. Thank you, sir.
So you're prepared for day one?
Yes, absolutely. You will notice that behind this pleasant conversation that's happening, this young woman, probably in her late 20s, is surrounded by palettes of greens and blues and red with corresponding grayscale next to them, and sketches of undead coming out of graves, but pointing at which grays were used for the set versus which ones are on the makeup, and circling like shades of tombstones versus shades of skin next to them. Just absolutely covered the wall behind her in sketches, and there's corresponding makeup palettes under the sketches on the table that she's seemingly backing up. Yes, I am in love with this project, I think. Is not to lean too hard into my name, but it is maybe one of my greatest joys right now. It is very exciting to get to do something that isn't just muddying cow hands. So this is a pleasure, and I've been working very closely with Miss Reed and Mr. Garvey on making sure that everyone stands out in their beautiful grotesqueness. So all of the extras just left. You just missed them. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm certain I'll see them on set. I plan to stay and watch some filming.
Oh, excellent. I'm about to head that way in a moment myself because I need to make sure that nobody gets messed up, and I'm not there to fix them, but it should be a really exciting day, I think. Do you always come to first days?
I try to. It depends. We spend a lot of time, unfortunately, in stuffy offices, working over accounting books and trying to make sure that ledgers meet and people like Mr. Radigan can be properly supported.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm glad you get out of his stuffy office and come join us at the studio. Also, what a energetic entourage you get to have today, since Kit isn't into work right now.
Yeah, so I'm certain he'll be around later.
Yes, of course. I don't think he'd miss this for the world if he can help it.
No, I don't think he would. But the palette here is wonderful. I take your point that mud and horses. I think there's going to be opportunities for the next project, which will be far from mud and horses.
Oh, that's fantastic. Not to say that I'm ungrateful for any work that I've done for the studio, of course. Just, this is definitely a more interesting creative outlet than reapplying dirt every day.
Certainly. I mean, you probably have spent more than a few days dirtying out cowboys, I imagine.
Yes, definitely. But it's allowed me to get to know so many people at the studio. And Mrs. Jones has been a fantastic teacher. I mean, working under her as head makeup artist on projects has been so fantastic. But yeah, when Mr. Moore said that I got to take this one on, I started sketching immediately.
See, you can't bottle passion like that. That's exactly what Avalon Studios needs.
If you could, it'd sell well.
Well, we are, in a way, transmogrifying that passion into film.
I like that way of looking at it.
I'm certain Dr. Gravedust will shine with your makeup talent.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate that very much. Would you like to walk together? I'm sure that if you haven't met him yet, that Mr. Garvey will be happy to show you some of the set pieces he's done.
I have not met him yet. I stopped by the lab scene, and I'm certain he was just busy behind the scenes working on something. But yes, I'd be happy to walk with you there.
Fantastic. I'll grab the most important palettes to today's scenes being shot and some extra cotton and putty in case any prosthetic bits fall off of anybody. And walk with Daphne and Mr. Brewer.
So you walk to set, chatting a little bit maybe about the palettes you're using, and just he's listening very attentively, and Daphne is just waving at people, chattering away, occasionally being quiet if she realizes you're still talking, and then she picks up talking to somebody else and just keeps talking because she doesn't know how to not. She's a very chatty person, is Daphne. But you make your way back to the set. This set where the first scene is going to be filmed is the interior set of the house where Lilith's character, Elizabeth, is going to see her husband for the first time, resurrected from the dead, and just this slow creeping tension as he moves slower and slowly into the light, revealing more and more of himself to her. And you do see Kingston. Kingston is setting out some pieces on the table where Elizabeth is going to be seated at the table and is going to be reading a book and eating her dinner alone in her mourning clothes. And so Kingston is setting some things out. Andy is off stage at the moment. Archie, you see Andy, who waves at you.
Yeah, I wave back.
Mr. Brewer. Good to see you, Mr. Brewer.
Happy day one.
Happy day one, sir. And so, Kingston, you hear Andy calling out a hello to who you now realize must be the executive producer, Mr. Brewer.
At which point I will look up from setting up the items that I was setting up on to make the room look as lived in and like someone's been here, and turn to see them approaching. Hello, Mr. Brewer.
Oh, Mr. Garvey. I reach out my hand.
And I will shake it back. Pleasure to have you here on our set today.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. The set is something fantastic. I stopped by just a little earlier to take a look before the actors and extras showed up. You've done quite an amazing job.
Thank you, sir. I endeavor to.
You know, it's interesting. Miss St. Cyr said you might have a cage contraption I would be interested in. I'd like to see that.
Ah, yes, that's over in the workshop. We didn't need it for today's scene, but it will be, well, since we can't afford to get a, classic Iron Maiden, and I've been able to build some stocks, but I've made some more unusual items that should give us the look and feel we need.
Wonderful. We're looking to beat Universal with this picture, and I'm certain that you playing your role the best way you can is sure to help us do that.
That is the goal. Just happy to have the opportunity.
Oh, certainly. I think that's the key part of all of this is the right people having the right opportunities. And that's part of what makes Avalon Studio great.
Very true, sir. Especially, I'm very much aware that an opportunity like this didn't exist at the other studios. So I'm trying to throw my best into it.
I think you'll find that whether it's Director Moore or myself or even Mr. Radigan, as long as people are passionate about what they do, that is the sole arbiter of their success at Avalon. If you are willing to put yourself into your projects and give everything, the studio is going to be there to support you, and we're going to make sure you have those opportunities. So why don't you tell me what else is planned for today?
Well, mostly it's going to be the lab scene, and then this one here where we get the reveal between Miss St. Cyr and Mr. Hudson. And after that, we're going to be basically striking down. I believe the graveyard scene is coming up a little later in the week, but we've got some more interior shots with Mr. Dawlish and Miss Clarissa doing their scenes. Those are going to be a bit more interior, and also will be the lab since it's already set up. But we'll be able to restrike this scene, this particular one, for some of the other interior as well as some of the exterior scenes.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing how day one goes. But thank you for everything you're doing, Mr. Garvey.
It's a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to doing more of it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to talk later about this Iron Maiden that you weren't able to obtain.
Well, yeah, that's not a full one, but something from what I could see from the books, there were some other period ones, I believe. I don't remember the exact name of it top of my head at the moment, but it's more of like a cage that allows the person just to stay in there, they're sort of trapped with very limited movements. I've sort of built a variant of that.
It sounds absolutely medieval.
Yes,
and fun.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Then Miss St. Cyr was right. I'm certain I will enjoy it.
I look forward to it, sir.
And everyone starts buzzing around a little bit louder, and someone says, "Director on set." And you see Evan Moore, Director Moore, coming in. He's got a bundle of papers, script under his arm, and he's stubbing out a cigarette. And he does not smoke when he's actually filming. It is something he does offset, but never on set. And that is one of his little quirks. So he puts out his cigarette, he comes in and looks at everyone who's been assembled now. Sophia, you've come in just to see the start of things. Lilith, you and Mr. Hudson are ready for your first scene. And all the extras are gathered around, and Mr. Moore looks at everybody and says, "Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the first day of filming. Thank you, Mr. Brewer, for coming out and giving us your support. We're going to show you just what we can do with this film. Everyone, you've done amazing work. Amazing work in a very short amount of time. I know we've had to push to get to filming very quickly, but we are on a bit of a tight schedule. So I appreciate you putting in the long hours, the long days. I know you haven't had any time off. There will be time off when we're done. You'll all be able to take a vacation once we finish. Promise." And he laughs. But we are going to start off with our very first scene today. That is going to be Miss St. Cyr and Mr. Hudson. Way to start off the filming with a bang. Places, everybody, places. And everyone goes to take their places on the set. Camera operators get ready. Yvonne, you brush up on Lilith's makeup a little bit because it's been about an hour. And everyone gets ready for the first bit of filming. So y'all enjoy Lilith's performance. She's definitely improved her intonation and her body language since The Devil's Locket. She was already a talented actress, but she's in that time developed even further. Mr. Brewer, you are impressed watching her act. She can carry a scene. It's just two people on the stage at the moment, and the two of them are working really well together. There's a lot of charisma between the two of them, and they seem to be having a good time with this scene. It's very dramatic as we go from Lilith's character, Elizabeth, sitting at the table and hearing noises, and then slowly realizing someone else is in the room with her, and just hearing her husband's voice coming out of the shadows, and then the slow reveal through the conversation, more and more of the makeup on his face and the corpse-like appearance of his body as he moves into full view. And it is a breathtaking moment in the final take before Evan yells "cut." And it is just exciting for everybody. And so when Director Moore yells "cut," people move to the next scene. Things need to be done. Lilith, you won't be in the next scene, so you go to get your makeup taken off and everything. Sophia, you go back to the costumes department. You're not needed for the next scene. You've seen Lilith in action. You've seen costumes and everything in action, and it's been quite enjoyable. And you find, as you walk in, Lynn's not there. There's everything in neat and in order, but there's an envelope with your name on it. And It's written in golden ink, your name.
Sophia reaches out. Her hand is shaking a bit, and she'll pick up the letter and slowly open it to see what's inside.
Inside, you find a small note written in the same golden ink. It says, "He still remembers you." And there's a photograph of Howard looking at you in pure terror. Eyes wide, face frozen, mid-scream.
I think the scream that she can't hear from the picture escapes her. She screams.
You scream, and as you drop the photo in your panic, you see in that golden ink written across the back, "Find him beneath the stage." And that is where we will end this episode. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Mike, for joining us. Looking forward to seeing what happens next time. Thank you, and good night.